And hello once again. I thought I'd just start in an area that hasn't changed much to sort of go on to the areas that have. So this much is all pretty much the same, this area, except for over there where I've taken out everything that used to be in there, all my storage systems and things. And I've moved everything upstairs like I said I would. But there's a few things more that have changed since then. So you see then the old 9x9 is here, but I've added on a little bit extra. Tree farm is gone. This farm is still here, but I've disconnected it at the moment. I'll probably hook that up again once I've decided to do a bit more stuff on this. I haven't done the full oil processing, so this is still just working on the basic oil. Over here, this used to be a mob farm spawner area, but I've changed it up. So now over here there's some cursed earth spawning going on under there, and these vector plates take them over. They get killed by this grinder. I've got a couple of Ender.io spawners in there if I need to, but I don't usually turn them on because they use up quite a bit of power. And all the mob drops get collected into this thing. You can see I'm getting a bit of steak and things too. That's because up here I've made a steak factory, basically. There's some cows up there. They breed using this feeder. And then the small ones fall into there, and then once they grow up they fall down into the grinder. And over here is just a little support farm. I moved the tree farm that was over there up to here, and this is just making some seeds and wheat to fill this thing up with. This is all completely self-contained. There's the stuff that runs it down there. It's not running off power on my main base, it's all completely self-powered. These farms are all basically the same as they were before, no real change there. But things are quite different on the inside here. This top level looks basically the same before, except look at this. I saw elevators in use on one of Dire's videos, and they look pretty cool, so I built one. And as you can see, it works quite well. This is my main storage floor. I've got a whole bunch of drawers with all sorts of random stuff in them, and of course the RS system has a lot of stuff. These are the leftovers of my previous wood farm. You can see I've got pretty much all the wood ever. And there's a... let's just go down. So this floor is where I've got all the auto crafting machines and things. There's all the crafters there, and there's a few other machines, things where we do things. So I used to have the these things, the water mills, in the middle of the floor here, but I've moved them out of the way. There's still the same number of them there. I haven't had to add any more. This is all my power generation over here. I used to just have one of these, but I've expanded it out. So this field can do, I think it's around about 1200 RF per tick, and that's pretty much running my entire base at this point. Just around the corner I've got a few little magmatics just in case, but they're not really doing much at the moment, they're just being stored. So yeah, the elevator. As you can see on these levels I've got a nice little automatic door, opens and shuts. This door comes from a mod called Melissa Stores, I think that's how you pronounce it, which I added to the pack just because it had this cool door in it, basically. Down on the autocrafting level you can see I've actually got a force field instead of that. This essentially was what I started out using all throughout, but then I found the cool door, so I started using that instead. So that mob farm up there is also, some of the mobs produce those little essence, what are they called? The congealed experience or something like that, I've forgotten exactly what it's called. And I've got a little mechanism there that automatically pops them into experience balls, and back here I have an XP tank to collect them all. This is actually completely and utterly useless, but it looks pretty, and that's why I've got it here. And of course the reason why that is completely and utterly useless is that I've wired it also up to this experience obelisk here, and this thing basically has an unlimited supply of storage of XP, so if I actually set that to bring the XP in, you can see this is now filling up again, and it's going to go back here. This tank is going to start draining quite quickly. Let's go into that obelisk. This is another thing that I just kind of wanted to show off a bit on camera. It's pretty cool. This is immersive engineering, and I've got this one in the back here set to do the plates, and the one in the front does wires. So if I come over here and tell this thing to let's make some copper wire, say, let's just tell it to 3 of them, sure, why not. Oops, and then I'm going to actually hit the start. There we go. See what happens, they just automatically pop up there, come along the belt, go into this chest, and then from there they go back into the RS system, and everything is very pretty. I'm kind of tempted to make a full factory just using these conveyor belts because they're pretty cool, but I've got the RS system now, which is really nice, so I'll probably stick with that. Over here this is just a basic cobblework setup. You can grab on sanded things, nothing too exciting. Let's see what else. There's the quarry switch. I'll show you the quarry off a bit later. The other main thing that I've been working on is some blood magic. So you can see here I've got a nice little teleporter over to my blood magic room, which I shall use now just for the heck of it. And here it is, my blood magic room. So I'll show off some of the other things. Basically I've set this up so that it's fully sized for a tier 6. I don't think you can actually make tier 6 in this pack yet, although I could be wrong about that. I'm not quite sure how you craft the things that are supposed to be on the top here. But obviously I also haven't fought the weather yet, so these are supposed to be beacons for the tier 5, which I haven't done yet, so at the moment this is just a tier 4. And so you can see everything set up there that's necessary for that. Here I've got basic auto crafting stuff set up. You just load stone in here. This is just done manually at the moment, and it will automatically pull things out as needed. I could probably tidy this up a little bit more once I get into what are they called? No, I've forgotten the name of them, but those blocks that phantom faces, that's the one. Yes, once I get a few of those, then I could probably clean this up quite a bit, but until then it works pretty well. This here is a environmental booster. It's set up to give me regen 3, so this is what I was using when I was still in self-sacrifice. I don't really use it much anymore, but you can just sort of stand on it and you get regen 3, which is pretty cool. It gets your health back pretty quickly. I've left this open so I can show the underlying underneath, but I'll do that a bit later. This is the other thing that's pretty cool. I've got access to my full RS system over here, and over here I've got auto crafting for slates. So you can see here each one of these holds a single stack of slates and no more. So say I can go and take out some slates. Let's just put a few back in so it doesn't get silly. And you can see it's automatically pulled the orb out and is now busy crafting some slates. They go automatically get pulled out and they go into here. So I'm going to put the rest of these back in. Just put them in here. And once this gets full, then it'll complete whatever current crafting operation it's on. This is actually probably a bad example. So let's see if I can take that. No, too late. Let's take this out. There we go. Then once that one gets up to full 63, sorry, tier 3, There we go, it's gone out and the orb's gone back in. Those will be useful for crafting later, so that's not a big deal. Now, some of you might be wondering how I managed to get these to stop at 64. This is basically the same setup that Direwolf had with his crafting. The way this works is it just will fill this up completely until it won't accept any more. But where he has set it 4 stacks each, because that's what the half size one of these drawers limits as. Normally a drawer this size would actually hold 8 stacks in each one of these drawers. But I've got it to stop at 1 stack because I've put this in here, the storage downgrade. And nobody else can actually do this yet, because this is actually a change that I made to the mod myself, because I wanted to do this. It seemed like a fun idea. I have actually I've put in a pull request to the mod author, so hopefully at some point the mod author will add this into the official mod download, but until then I'm the only one who has this, so yay me. You can actually bump that up a little bit more, so you can make it 2 stacks if you wanted to, and I might actually do that because 1 stack isn't quite enough for some of the slates, but on the other hand it's also overkill for these ones, so I don't know. But let's go down here for a moment. So down here I've just got a little zombie battery. I've got 4 zombies standing on graveyard soil, just constantly taking damage, and that's what fills up the blood. I might add a few more of these just for fun, but I have not set up a full mob spawning thing because I've got that over there, although you don't know where over there is yet. And yeah, so this is the under area. You can see I've got all the runes and things. It's tried to keep it fairly nice and clean. So let's get out of here. And just in case, I can teleport straight back home if I want to. Boom, I'm back. Boom, back at the altar. Nice and easy. But just in case, there's also a little secret door over here. You can get outside. And yeah, you can see here's the outside. Eventually there'll be beacons coming out of here, but until then, looks nice. Yeah, depending on where they stand, sometimes they'll take, extra mobs will take damage from the ritual there as well, which is kind of nice, but I'm not really counting on it. Yes, this is the ritual of the cleansing soul over here, which is for this armor. I've made the blood magic armor. Got a few nice upgrades on that. Stuck mending on it as well, so they should hopefully not actually completely go away, but I need to get a bit more experience for that. The downstairs area has not changed very much. One small exception, but I'll show you something else that's pretty cool. I notice, oops, my elevator was down there when I used the teleporter, so now what do I do? Well, it's actually not a problem because I've got a little secret pleasure plate in here. If I just walk up to the elevator, boom, it opens. So I'll probably very soon change this force field to be another one of these doors, because they're pretty cool. But let's just go down all the way. So I haven't made the shaft already because this is quite large. And down here I've just got a little bit of extra speed walking. And hey, this looks familiar, this is where I started. Just to quickly get back to there if I need to. But let's just go show off one more thing. It's not that exciting, but I might as well show it off. Got a deep dark portal here. Transport's a bit slow. And there we go. There's another portal over in that direction because I came out at a weird split place, but let's go over here and oh look, another elevator. Just because they're cool. Again, this one isn't quite as pretty as the other ones, but and here we go. And here I set up a mining quarry system using the builder. It's not actually running right now. It's got quite a big buffer of power. These things are not really enough to power it. But again, what I've done here is this is a completely independent power system. It's not tied to my main base power at all. So these things will just sit there running forever based on lava pumped from the nether here. I might eventually make that into a ritual or something like that so it never runs out. and it's just been sitting here quietly mining things up over here in this area. And what tends to happen when I flick the switch is it'll mine really fast for a little while as it burns through this power buffer, and then just slows down quite a bit as it's then just driving purely off these. So eventually I might actually hook it up to something more powerful than these, but they do fairly well at the moment, and I'm not hurting too much for resources. Could always use a few more diamonds though. But yeah, just if we go up here, see this was another level that I dug out just for manual mining. There's an elevator here as well. But if we go up a little bit further, this is sort of the main area of the deep dark, and I made this tower spider proof just in case. This is a rendering bug with that door mod, which is kind of annoying, but oh well, it's not a big deal. And you can see here that the builder's been quite busy in this area, turning everything into dirt. But anyway, down the hole. And then back. Got some bonus jumping power there from the armor from blood magic. Quite nice. Much better than the auto jumping that was there before, which I mentioned in the previous video. Slightly weird thing about the deep dark portals is that they drop you outside. That's what I have for my base. So yeah, I think that's all the changes that have happened. Jump over here and drop these into here, and you can see the experience balls bouncing up. That there is how I'm collecting the experience. You can see a few things on the floor in there. That's because I've told it specifically to ignore those items. I don't really want to get 1001 bows and pieces of armor and things. Although I suppose I could filter out enchanted things and do something interesting with them, but for the most part there's a few things that still leak through like this, but for the most part it's pretty good. I haven't actually hooked this up to my storage system yet. These are just sort of sitting out here and I have to occasionally come over and grab things, but you can see I'm getting quite a few ender pearls this way. This has actually been my best source of ender pearls. I still haven't actually been to the end yet, so that's still on my to-do list. I have been over to a stronghold, so I can go to the end whenever I feel like it. I just haven't done it yet. I should probably also need to put in a teleporter to get over to the stronghold, because it's ridiculously far away on this map. You've probably seen where it is on Dire's map, because it is the same map, but just as a zooming controls and now this is as far out as it'll go. So this is my base area here, and that's where the stronghold is. So this actually takes several minutes to fly over there. You can see this is the path that I took, and I was following the Eyes of Ender over there, and I came this way back. So there's a nice, quite big desert over there. You can see I've explored a fair amount of terrain out this way, just curiously. And look at that! Pirate ships. That was a really fun find. I think that's Quark that does that one. But yeah, I think there was another desert temple around here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it was. We haven't found a jungle temple yet. I'm not sure if any of these areas are actually jungle biomes. I may have just not found the right biome yet. But yeah. So I think that's everything that I've shown off now. Still near the border there. My nether stuff hasn't changed at all since the previous video. It's all pretty much the same. But yeah. Nice blood magic room. Oh, don't crash into the wall. No. Secret blood magic. And again I can teleport home and... oops, wrong floor, but never mind. Takes a little bit longer because it was at the bottom floor, but there it goes. Yes, down here I've got a little obsidian generator. It's the same setup as Dyer's basically. And yeah, that's everything. I might tidy this area up a little bit more. It's a little bit messy, but it also kind of looks cool as well, so I don't know. And yeah, I'll definitely change this out to have the other door, so it looks quite cool. But other than that, I guess we'll see if I'm going to make another one of these this season or not. But thanks for watching. There are probably 2 people of you that actually watch these. Never mind. Until next time, goodbye.